Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. I know most of you really enjoy my videos because I give you guys closure, I give you the update. Now there are some cases in which a really engaging story doesn't have an update, or some stories with updates that are just not engaging enough for a video. And even though that happens, I still want to give you guys content that is self-contained. And that's why you've seen that not all of my videos have updates and some have complete stories. This is one of those cases, and I just wanted to clear it up in case there's any doubt as to why not all of my videos have updates. So now let's get to the stories. This one's from user Feeling Better Today. My sister-in-law tried to hijack my son's birthday for her gender reveal party. My husband and I have 2 children, both boys, now aged 11 and 14. My husband's younger sister now has 3 children aged 7 female, 5 male, and 3 male. The year my youngest son was turning 4, he asked for a birthday party. He was not yet in school, and so he did not know anyone but family, and there were no children other than his brother that were able to attend. Luckily, his favorite people in the world are Grandpa and Grandma, Dad's parents. Grandma is like a big kid. She's super fun and energetic. She acts much like a kid herself, and my boys adore her. I knew they were very busy, so I asked them several months in advance if they could attend his birthday party. The party was to be on his birthday. This is important. Being the wonderful grandparents they are, they agreed and requested that time off from their jobs. We also invited all close by family, including my sister-in-law, the entitled mother of this story. Months go by, and it's now about a week and a half before my son's big day. I've bought the decorations, planned the menu, and pumped him up. I like to sing a final countdown song as I prepare breakfast in the morning. One afternoon, I receive a call from my sister-in-law, who is about to find out the sex of her baby. She's pregnant with baby number 1. She wants to plan a gender reveal party, but she's called her friends and family and discovered that most work and can't attend without several weeks' notice for their jobs. The only day everyone just so happens to have off is my son's birthday. Would I be willing to move my son's birthday party to another day so she can have her party? At this point, it may bear mentioning that she already has 3 baby showers planned and has asked me to make the food out of pocket for one of the showers. Most people being asked to attend her gender reveal party were already attending multiple baby showers for her. I am pretty friendly and passive. This caught me very off guard. I tried to gently tell her that my son was looking forward to this and we've had it planned for months, which is why everyone had it off from work. She feigned sympathy but still urged me to please move my son's birthday party to a time that everyone could later attend, and let her have this open date for her party, for her first baby, while you've already had 2. Besides, younger son loves babies and would want to go to her party too. He could still come to my party and see everyone he loves, and then get to do it all over again when everyone can request time off. I didn't have time to gather a response as she steamrolled over me. Me saying, okay, if they want to go, I won't make them come to young son's party, but I can't go to your party. We have plans. And her responding, thanks. I was angry. She had pulled this kind of thing with other people before. I have tons of stories. But she had always really loved my boys and never tried this with me, or not to this extreme anyway. I didn't know how to react other than to vent to my husband, her brother, who wasn't surprised at all and said not to worry and that their dad would set her straight. Funny enough, I was talking to my husband when I saw him, father-in-law, calling my phone. I answered and he said that my sister-in-law had told him I had no problem with her hijacking my son's birthday and I had insisted she have the party and everyone go to that one instead of younger sons. He said if this was true that he would attend her party, but he would way rather go to the party of younger son. He'd already gotten presents and they were excited about celebrating a kid that's already here on his big day. My father-in-law is an awesome man that loves his children unconditionally, but also recognizes their negative traits, for lack of a better word. He's aware of his daughter's manipulative tendencies, and he always calls her out on it. I very happily told him that I was never going to cancel his birthday or make him sit through someone else's party on his big day. I mean, he's 4 and I've been counting down for him every morning. What kind of monster would I be? I said that I had told sister-in-law that people could go to that if they preferred, but that we wouldn't be attending. He said that sounds about right and told her he's going to younger son's party since he requested time off for that. And if she wants another party another day, to give him notice. She cancelled, or never organized, the party, and then talked about me behind my back to anyone that would listen for years to follow. Wow, OP, what a douche of a person you have as a sister-in-law, man! Trying to take away a kid's birthday party for a gender reveal when she already has 3 baby showers. I don't know about you guys, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but 3 baby showers seems like a lot, doesn't it? Anyways, OP, it's great that your father-in-law had your back, and particularly your son's back. He deserves to have his birthday on his day. That gender reveal party can be any other time the sister-in-law could have wanted. She was just too lazy, I guess. Anyways, let's move on now to the next story. This one's from user Rainy Day. Entitled mom cheats on nice dad, so her and the kids need a vacation to fix the marriage. This all happened about a year ago and it's still going on to this day. Entitled mom is my sister and she's the stereotypical Karen. Her name is even Karen. How crazy. She has been married to nice dad for about 20 years and they have 2 kids together. Last year, the family found out she was sleeping with her boss. They were caught in the act by security footage and word started to spread quickly. We live in a small town, so news travel fast, and apparently they've been having this affair together for years. Sadly, nice dad decided to stay with her, but not only that, he had to comfort entitled mom because her work boyfriend ended up getting fired. Her own husband had to comfort her after she cheated. I was already pretty angry that this was happening, but I kept my mouth shut. I'm a 20-year-old female and she's 22 years older than me, so in her entitled mind, my opinion doesn't count because I'm younger. Now, it doesn't end there. After all this happened, obviously, nice dad was upset, but also wants the marriage to work out for the kids' sake. And that's when the entitled mom asks him to pay for a vacation for her and the kids, without him, by the way, to fix their marriage. How does that even make sense? But here's the craziest part. Nice dad agrees. I don't understand it at all. She's been going on these vacations for the past year now, during a health crisis, by the way. However, her kids don't go because they hate her. Her teenage daughter refused to go, so entitled mom decided to slash her daughter's car's tires in return. I guess because she was mad? Like, what the F? That incident happened a few months ago, and since then our family doesn't talk to her that much because who the F does that? The only good thing that's happened after this is she called our dad a few weeks ago because nice dad was running out of money to pay for her therapy vacations and wanted him to pay for one last one, saying she needed it to fix her marriage and that it would help the kids through this. Obviously, our father said no, and he told her to ask her work boyfriend. He told me she tried to tell him he was a crappy father and she was his kid, so he has to. My dad doesn't take this crap and refuses to deal with any type of drama, so he just laughed it off and basically told her to F off. She hasn't spoken to any of us since then. Wow, can you believe that, Karen? I mean, literally Karen, because her name is Karen. And who the F has that kind of reasoning? I want to fix my marriage because I cheated on you, so you need to pay for vacations, which you don't get to go on? That's some delusional psycho B kind of crap. But of course, she's being enabled by the nice dad. Now, for those of you that know my channel, also know that I've basically never used the word simp. However, in this case, this guy takes a huge simp label because, come on man, you need to comfort her after she cheated on you and then you get to pay vacations for her to go on without you to fix the marriage? What is the matter with you? Don't you have any self-respect? There is a huge difference between being a nice person and being an idiot. Anyways, I gotta stop this one here because I could rant all day about how this guy is just... Ugh. So let's just move on to the third and final story. This one's from user Ya Tu Sabes. Mom used my locked private diary and only true safe space for her daily reading material. When I was a preteen, my mom gifted me a diary with a tiny lock and keys. I hid the keys, taped them in hidden places, and began using it almost immediately. I was a bookworm and loved reading and writing. I was also quite neglected as a child, so my diary was the only place I could express myself and feel heard. I'd read my last entries, and that allowed me to reflect on my own thoughts and actions and learn from past situations. It was honestly really great for my mental health. For a time, my mood and mental health improved. Time passed. I couldn't tell you how long. Probably a few months. Shortly after, I wrote an entry talking about my first wet dream. A few seconds of feet peeking out of bedsheets, nothing truly not safe for work. My mom got furious at me and confronted me, full on screaming. She sat me in the living room as she towered over me, screaming at my face, asking me if I thought this was normal, that I was having depraved thoughts no child my age should have. For a preteen? Really? It was actually perfectly normal. That I had promised no sex before marriage when I was 5 years old, and that this was clearly going against my word, etc. I tried to defend myself and protest, not understanding how she even knew about it, but she took out the unlocked diary as proof of my depravity and my attempts at defending myself. It was just a dream, just fueled her anger more. I sat there silently crying, answering quietly whatever she wanted me to say, whatever she asked, because nothing else would stop her escalation of screaming. I felt betrayed. My locked diary was my only safe place in that home. I was careful with what I wrote in my diary after that incident and set a few tests to check if I was still having my locked diary read without my knowledge or consent. I did this by writing about innocuous incidents in a way that could have sounded like it was more than it was, knowing it would prompt questions out of curiosity. Every time. It didn't take more than 2 days for the questions to come. Turns out, she'd hunt for my diary's keys and read it regularly. Needless to say, I stopped using my diary. My only breathing space had been turned against me. I significantly closed myself off from everyone. I felt if even my diary could betray me, then I could trust people even less. It was hard not writing. I no longer had an outlet for emotional or psychological relief, but I really couldn't trust anything anymore. She'd talk about the content with her friends when she found something juicy. I still remember the laughter, so light, happy, like it wasn't complete abuse. After a week or two without any new entries, Mom asked why I had stopped using my diary. If I had dared, I'd have rolled my eyes and asked, "What do you think?" But I knew better than to attract attention to myself and simply said I had lost interest in such a thing. I considered writing in code, but my mom's control was absolute and she'd have made me decipher it for her anyway. It took me a long time for me to learn to say no. I recently wanted to have a pregnancy diary. After much effort, I managed 2 entries in 6 months. It's what made me realize how deeply this event traumatized me. I've always wanted to write a book. Same blockage. It feels like such a waste to have lost access to something that was so dear inside. She did fail as a parent for me. I see my sister more as my mom than my actual mom. It's kinda sad, but very true. If Mom hadn't changed and grown tons since then, I definitely would be no contact today. After much self-growth, I'm in a good enough place now that I can recognize that I did in fact suffer neglect and abuse. I was very resentful and angry for a long time, but I can recognize now that while my mom and dad were very far from the parents I would have liked to have, they came from even worse homes and gave me a much better life than what they had. They say it takes 3 generations to end the cycles of abuse. My parents started the healing by removing us from poverty and hunger and removing the worst of the abuse. Dad was made to sleep with the dogs outside for being home late by 1 minute. Made to sleep with a prostitute at age 12 so he could become a man. Beaten for any reason, stuff like that. My parents may have been toxic, but they gave me the best they could give. I look back on their parenting as the uneducated and misguided attempts at being good parents. I'm still low contact because I'm still healing, but I'm in a better place now. And they have grown so much since then. It's very encouraging for the future. I'm pregnant now. Can't wait to be the parent I always wanted to have for my child. I've been preparing my whole life for this. My child will have a home based on love and understanding, a place of peace and kindness. Well, OP, first things first, I'm happy that you're in a much better place today than you were as a child. Nobody deserves to go through that upbringing, and also I'm sorry that your parents were abused the way they did. And it's good to know that they've grown a lot since then. Maybe if you allow for them to have a relationship with your child, they can rectify what they did to you by being great grandparents. So I'm going to end this comment saying thank you so much for sharing your story with us, OP, and I'm sure you're going to be a great mom. All the best, OP. And so we've reached the end of the video. I truly hope you liked it. If you did, leave a like. And don't forget to subscribe to reach our goal of 100,000 subscribers. Also, if you feel like chatting with others from this community, you can always join my Discord server and check out my subreddit. I'll leave the links in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next video.